What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97 and welcome to episode number 49 of my WWE 2K17 Universe Mode. We are back with more SmackDown, Tuesday Night SmackDown, and we are coming to you from Montreal, Canada. And what a way to kick things off. The man who defeated CM Punk at WrestleMania in what many have dubbed the match of the year. It certainly will be a contender once this year's Slammy Awards roll around, but that's in the future. Right now, Daniel Bryan is out here to make a blockbuster announcement, and from what I've gathered, the WWE Champion Kevin Owens should be paying close attention to this upcoming segment, because Daniel Bryan, I mean, after that match with CM Punk, I think there is no doubt in anyone's mind that Daniel Bryan is deserving of a WWE Championship opportunity. I mean, of all the superstars here on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan would have to be near the top of that list. And I get the feeling that that is exactly what Daniel Bryan is out here to address. But just listen to this crowd. I mean, you can see them 100% behind Daniel Bryan here tonight. And you got to think that they respect him for the performance that he and CM Punk put on at WrestleMania. I mean, just listen to this. Daniel Bryan trying to start his promo, but the crowd is just electric right now. I'm having trouble hearing myself think, folks. I mean, this crowd is just on fire right now. Daniel Bryan can't even get a word in edgewise. Well, he's not wrong about that. It certainly was a spectacle, his match with CM Punk at WrestleMania. And there it is, folks. Daniel Bryan throwing down the challenge. And I gotta be honest, I don't think that there's a man anymore. Well, hold the phone. I did say that Daniel Bryan was one of the superstars at the top of the list. But admittedly, there are other superstars who had impressive performances at WrestleMania. And here's one of them. The man who defeated Roman Reigns and eliminated him from the WWE Championship title picture for the next year. It's the face that runs the place, John Cena. And John Cena clearly is not too happy with Daniel Bryan trying to jump ahead of him in line. So we'll see what Cena has to say. I mean, Cena does bring up a fair point. I mean, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, their matchup was just an exhibition match. There was really no stakes involved. Other than personal stakes, that is. Oh, well, how is Daniel Bryan, or I should say, how is John Cena going to respond to that? Well, there you go. That's about what I expected. Daniel Bryan claiming that John Cena wasted 5 months of his career, and John Cena not too happy with it, but Daniel Bryan counters and takes him down with a back suplex. And Daniel Bryan is feeling it. Cena got him with a cheap shot, but now it's Daniel Bryan returning the favor. And just listen to this crowd. Daniel Bryan just caving Cena's chest in with these vicious kicks, and now one to the skull. And now Daniel Bryan gonna go to the corner. Daniel Bryan looking for the running knee. John Cena, he's about to pay big time. No, Cena able to get out of the way, and John Cena ducks out of the ring. Well, this certainly is the new side of John Cena. Rarely in the past would we see Cena shy away from a fight, but here tonight, that's exactly what he's doing. John Cena getting out of dodge. And now we can move on to our opening matchup for the evening. And it was a matchup that was put into place after the actions of Alexa Bliss last week. Alexa Bliss, she came out and, well, she had some very choice words for Natalya, the former Divas champion, which has led to this matchup tonight. Alexa Bliss, she will go one-on-one with the veteran Natalya. And this is Alexa Bliss's golden opportunity. Like she said last week, we really haven't seen much of Alexa Bliss since her first round matchup in the Queen of the Ring tournament, where she was eliminated by Paige. I mean, after that, she did get a victory over Carmella on an episode of SmackDown, but that was really all that we saw of Alexa Bliss. And that was considering her match with Paige was back in January. It's now April, and Bliss really only has that one match to speak of. Whereas Natalya, she's been moving into the Women's Championship picture, obviously competing at WrestleMania. And then she had, just last week, a matchup with Emma, which was, of course, won by Emma. Emma will face the winner of tonight's matchup between Becky Lynch and Charlotte. And the winner of that match will go on to face Asuka at Extreme Rules for the Women's Championship. Natalya, she had a chance to get back into the title hunt after her victory over Sasha Banks at the WWE Draft, but she just couldn't defeat Emma. She just couldn't get that last victory that she needed. But tonight, this could be a chance for Natalya to put Alexa Bliss in her place, to teach Alexa Bliss to show some respect. But I don't know. I don't know who I'd have to favor in this matchup. I'd have to say that Alexa Bliss is very clearly the underdog. We don't really know much about Alexa Bliss, what she brings to the table. But Natalya, she is an established name, a former Divas champion. I mean, she was at WrestleMania, nearly became the Women's Champion. So Alexa Bliss, she's going to have a mountain to climb tonight in order to overcome Natalya, but she's not showing any hesitation in that, with a couple of strikes staggering Natalya. Off that, oh, and now a slap to the back of the skull. And just look at the aggressiveness by Alexa Bliss, just stomping Natalya face first into the canvas. Nothing pretty about that, as Bliss goes for the pin, but she's only going to get a 1 count as Natalya powers out of that. Alexa Bliss, that is her mean streak that we know she has. Very aggressively going after Natalya, and that's a smart strategy. You don't want to play it too cautiously when you're going up against a veteran like Natalya, somebody with the technical prowess that she possesses. I mean, Bliss, she's outclassed in terms of strength, in terms of, you know, submissions. I mean, it could just be all-around technical. The all-around technical advantage would have to go to Natalya. As you just see, there's some of that power on display with that vertical suplex. So Alexa Bliss definitely has to be aggressive in this matchup. She has to take risks to try to catch Natalya off guard. As off the Northern Light suplex. Can't get a 2 count though, as Bliss kicks out just at a count of 1.5. As Natalya, elbow to the back of the skull. Forearm to the face now. Bliss is staggered. Natalya gonna throw her into the corner. And there's a shoulder barge. And a no, that one was blocked. Alexa Bliss able to block that one. As Natalya whipped away. Oh, look at this. Look at the athleticism on display by Alexa Bliss. 1, 2. Oh, she nearly had Natalya right there with that roll-up. A brilliant move by Alexa Bliss. But it's going to take more than that to put Natalya away. As now a tilt-a-whirl small package. Legs are hooked. 1, 2. No, but a kick out again by Natalya. Bliss is getting there, but she's going to need more than these little sneak attacks to put Natalya away. She's going to have to hit her with something much more devastating than that. As Bliss has her in the abdominal stretch. Alexa Bliss just wearing Natalya down, but when it comes to submissions, there's nobody better than Natalya. As you see Natalya able to slip out of it. Look at the athleticism by Natalya. Taking her down with that beautiful head scissors. And now she's got the arms hooked. Butterfly suplex bridging for the pin. 1, 2. No. Alexa Bliss manages to hang on, but Bliss is in trouble. Natalya shot right in between the shoulder blades. And now dragging Bliss to the center of the ring as she picks her up, looking for an Alabama slam. And Natalya going for the pin. 1, does she have her 2? Does she have her 3? No! But how close was that? Bliss barely gets the shoulder off the canvas at a count of 2.5. But Natalya not letting up. Alexa Bliss very clearly has taken a backward step. And it's Natalya going on the attack as she drives this boot straight into the face of Alexa Bliss. And now a boot to the sternum this time, but Bliss has caught it. Bliss caught it. And face first into the canvas goes Natalya. Alexa Bliss delivers a boot to the back. And Alexa Bliss, she calls it insult to injury. The backflip knees into the midsection and now hooks the leg. 2. But no. Natalya able to kick out once again. Alexa Bliss starting to get frustrated here. But it seems as though Alexa Bliss could be going in for the kill. Looking to wrap things up as she's got her. No, wait a minute, counter. Natalya takes her down with an arm drag. And now it's Bliss who's caught off guard. Natalya sweeps out the legs and she's looking for the sharpshooter. And she's got it locked in. Alexa Bliss, is she gonna be able to break out of this? No rope break in sight. Alexa Bliss, she's forced to submit. She taps out to the sharpshooter. And it's Natalya who picks up the win over Alexa Bliss here tonight. Perhaps Alexa Bliss underestimated her opponent with her harsh words that she said last week. I mean, Alexa Bliss obviously didn't feel as though Natalya was deserving of her spot on the card. But tonight, Natalya has very clearly proved that she does deserve it. And perhaps if anyone doesn't deserve anything, that someone might just be Alexa Bliss. She might have to work on her ring work a bit if she wants to have any hope of defeating Natalya in the future. After the events that took place at the start of the show, the SmackDown General Manager Lita has confirmed that next week, right here on SmackDown in the main event, John Cena will go one-on-one with Daniel Bryan in a #1 contenders match, and the winner will face Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship at Extreme Rules. We now move on as the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar is in the... But wait a minute! Well, Brock Lesnar is in the building, but look who's accompanying him. That's the Raw General Manager, Paul Heyman. What is he doing on SmackDown? I don't know what to make of this, folks. Paul Heyman, it's been a while since we've seen him accompany Brock Lesnar to ringside, but, I mean, Brock Lesnar has been on SmackDown. But Paul Heyman's the Raw General Manager. What the hell is he doing here? Paul Heyman shouldn't be here. This isn't his show. Hopefully we're gonna get some answers for this, because I don't know what to make of this. Brock Lesnar, though, he's very clearly focused as he enters the ring. Of course, Brock Lesnar coming off of his loss at WrestleMania to Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm sorry, folks. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the fact that Paul Heyman is here on SmackDown. Paul Heyman has been the Raw General Manager for well over a year and a half. But here he is on SmackDown. Is this a declaration of war for Monday Night Raw? What exactly is going on here? The former General Manager? What does that mean? You'll feed your inner narcissist for just a moment. Okay. Yeah, this is Paul Heyman we're talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Paul Heyman talking about the future of Brock Lesnar. But that is not one of the men that Paul Heyman listed on Lesnar's hit list. That is the Bulgarian brute, the super athlete, Rusev. And Rusev, he looks ready for a fight. He's making a beeline for the ring and making a beeline for Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. What a confrontation this is set to be. Rusev and Brock Lesnar in the same ring. And Rusev not mincing any words. He is here to fight. But Paul Heyman denies the challenge. He says that Brock Lesnar doesn't fight for free anymore. I mean, just look at this. Rusev this is humiliating. Rusev comes out to challenge Lesnar, and they just walk away. Well, that's a very interesting development, to say the least. We'll have to figure out, what does this mean for the future of Monday Night Raw? They're without a general manager. And what's the deal with Brock Lesnar and Rusev? Are we going to get some sort of a match there? Well, we'll have to put that on the back burner for right now, folks, because we've got some more women's action, and the winner of this matchup will go on to face Emma next week on SmackDown in a #1 contenders match for the WWE Women's Championship. Currently standing in the ring is the Irish lass kicker, Becky Lynch. And of course, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, they've worked together in the past, scoring a tag team victory over Emma and Dana Brooke just prior to WrestleMania. But tonight, they're not allies, they are enemies. As only one woman can move on to face Emma next week in that #1 contenders match, and it will be one of these two. It will either be Charlotte or Becky Lynch. As Charlotte struts to the ring, shades of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, you can just see the confidence that Charlotte always brings to the table. Of course, Charlotte has faced Emma in the past, whereas Becky Lynch hasn't. Charlotte, she She went one-on-one with Emma at the Roadblock pay-per-view, but it was, of course, Emma who won that matchup. But tonight, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, they can't be focusing on Emma. They've got to focus on each other. Because, I mean, if they're thinking about Emma, well then, their opponent is just going to slip through, catch them off guard, and walk away with the win. I mean, Charlotte, I mean, just... Right now, it's a lockup here as Becky Lynch going to work on the arm of Charlotte. Like I said, Charlotte does have the most experience against Becky Lynch. They also faced off in the Queen of the Ring tournament, the very first round. That matchup was won by Charlotte. So Charlotte knows what it takes to defeat Becky, or to defeat Emma, rather. But Becky Lynch hasn't had the chance yet. But this could be the golden opportunity for Becky Lynch. Let's just look at this. Charlotte and Lynch acknowledging each other's abilities. I mean, they know each other very well. They know just what their opponent is capable of. As Lynch now has got the side headlock, but look at this counter into a head scissors by Charlotte. And this is where, I mean, just look at those long legs wrapped around the throat of Becky Lynch. That's where perhaps Charlotte could have the strength advantage. Counter now, taking Lynch down with an arm drag and a beautiful standing drop kick. Charlotte picking Lynch up to her feet, boot to the midsection. And she's looking for the corkscrew neck breaker. Perfectly executed by Charlotte. And now looking for one of her signatures, the figure 4 headlock. And the figure 4 head scissors. As Lynch looking to navigate out of it, she's able to slip through. And now look at this, crucifix. And Charlotte getting all caught up in that bottom rope. Lynch unable to go for the pin, as that would have obviously caused a rope break. But instead, Lynch looking to target the arm of Charlotte. That is her trademark. And now a submission hold by Lynch. It's a sleeper hold. And Charlotte is just so close to those ropes, but I don't think there's any way she can get there. So instead, Charlotte goes for the leg, goes for the ankle of Becky Lynch. And that really is going to be the name of the game in this matchup. It's going to be Charlotte targeting the leg, Lynch targeting the arm. As Charlotte looking for that figure 8 leg lock. Becky Lynch looking for the disarm her. Look at this, Charlotte again back to the leg, the knee. Just going to work, looking to tear it apart. But Lynch able to counter with a jawbreaker. Charlotte staggered. And Lynch has got that arm, takes her down, and a leg drop delivered straight to that arm. And now Lynch is going to stomp her right at the elbow, right at the joint. These two women almost on equal footing in terms of ability right now. It's just neck and neck right now. Neither woman can gain the advantage. As Charlotte, another boot to the midsection, another corkscrew neck breaker. As this crowd, I mean, both of these women fan favorites, the crowd don't exactly know who to root for, but Charlotte delivers a spear, and that might give them someone to root for. As Charlotte hooks the leg on Becky Lynch, does she have the win? Is she moving on to face Emma next week? No! Becky Lynch able to power at it, a count of 2.5. As now Charlotte, well, I thought maybe she was going to look for the figure 8. Becky Lynch was trying to block it, but Charlotte delivers a DDT to the foot, and now stomps away at the knee once again. Charlotte drives the elbow straight into that knee, continues to work away on the leg of Becky Lynch, but Lynch able to counter with a jawbreaker once again. And look at Lynch, leg capture suplex. Talk about strength. Becky Lynch putting it on display right there. As Lynch looks to tap into that straight fire with a drop kick to the back of the neck. Charlotte in a bit of trouble right now as Lynch looking for another submission hold, looking to wear her down, driving the knee straight into the spine of Charlotte. But Charlotte able to slip out of it. It's just back and forth with these submission holds. Counter again by Lynch. Into the jawbreaker, and there goes Charlotte. Over the top rope, Becky Lynch with a massive clothesline. And now Lynch to the top rope. Lynch is looking to take a risk. As Charlotte stumbles to her feet, here's Becky Lynch! With an elbow straight to the forehead. She just stamped her with that one. As Lynch now picking Charlotte to her feet. But wait a minute, it's a counter by Charlotte and Lynch goes flying. Lynch takes a tumble on the outside. As Charlotte brings her back to her feet, and straight into the steel steps goes Becky Lynch. It is just back and forth in this matchup. 1 minute, Lynch has the advantage. The next, it's Charlotte who takes control. As Charlotte leaps to the top rope. And now Charlotte looking to go high risk. Look out below. Charlotte from the top. Hurricanrana. And she hooks the legs. The shoulders are down. 1, 2. No. Lynch narrowly survives that predicament. But Charlotte is measuring her. She is measuring Becky Lynch with a boot to the midsection. No, caught. Lynch caught it. And delivers the wheel kick straight to the face. And now Charlotte is off balance. She's dazed and confused. And Becky Lynch looking to capitalize with the disarm her. Becky Lynch has got her trademark submission hold locked in. No rope break in sight for Charlotte. Is Lynch gonna face Emma next week? Is she gonna get the submission right here? Charlotte is scrambling. She's trying to find a way out. And she manages to break the hold. A very narrow escape for Charlotte. And she's got Lynch up on her shoulders, but she couldn't keep her hooked. The bad arm, she couldn't keep Becky Lynch hooked. And now it's Lynch who just catapults her across the ring with that exploder suplex. Or should I say the Bexploder suplex. As Lynch to the top rope. Another high risk move in the works. Elbow drop, but she missed it. Charlotte able to dodge it. And now Charlotte whips Lynch off the ropes and connects, nearly breaking her in half with a second spear. And that might set her up. The prelude to the finish. As Charlotte has got the figure 4, can she get the bridge? With the bad arm and everything, Charlotte able to power through the pain. And she's able to bridge into the figure 8. But with the bad arm, does she have it locked in completely? Becky Lynch might have to tap. She's caught in the center of the ring. Lynch trying to scramble, trying to fight a way out. And now she's going after the leg. And Charlotte, oh geez, punched straight to the face. Nothing pretty about that. And ultimately, I think it was the bad arm that prevented Charlotte from bridging into that figure 8 with the strength that she normally would. And as a result, Lynch is still alive. Just look at these two trading shots back and forth. Charlotte going for a knife-edge chop, but Lynch delivers with a knife-edge chop of her own and another one. And a forearm. Look at Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, that is the straight fire we're talking about. With a vicious kick, Charlotte spills out to the floor. And Becky Lynch suicide dive. Although, that's why they call it high risk. Becky Lynch, she suffered a bit of damage herself from that exchange. But Lynch, she's just got to get Charlotte back into the ring, and she does so. Elbow to the face by Lynch. She's up on the apron now and delivers a leg drop. Lynch is in control right now. If she can just finish her off, she's going to be moving on to that #1 contenders match next week. She's got her for the scoop. Wait, counter, and a kick to the leg. Kick to the leg by Charlotte. And now a boot to the midsection. Lynch is in trouble. Charlotte sizing her up for the natural selection. Natural selection delivered. And the hook of the leg by Charlotte. 1, 2, 3. Charlotte is your winner, folks. She will move on to one more fight, one final encounter with the Australian Emma. And the winner of that match, the winner of this rivalry, will move on to face Asuka at Extreme Rules for the Women's Championship. After their match on the last episode of Main Event, Tyler Breeze attacked Apollo Crews, targeting his left knee. It is at this time that I can confirm that Apollo Crews has sustained an injury and will be out of action for an extended period of time thanks to the damage done by Tyler Breeze. I can also announce that on the next episode of Main Event, Tyler Breeze will be hosting an open challenge, what he dubs the Gorgeous Open Invitational. Any superstar on the roster is open to the challenge, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see who steps up to face Prince Pretty. And it is finally time for our main event of the evening. Last week, these two men got into it backstage. They got into a bit of a scuffle before it was broken up by security. So tonight, they are going one-on-one. It is the former Intercontinental Champion, Chris Jericho, taking on the self-proclaimed the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries. What a rivalry this has been, and it's all gonna come to a head at Extreme Rules. The Intercontinental Championship will be on the line as Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, and Austin Aries square off in a triple threat Hell in a Cell match. That is going to be absolutely mental. Jericho, Rhodes, and Aries, they have been at each other's throats for as long as I can remember now. I mean, it was at Survivor Series that Austin Aries stole Cody Rhodes' identity back when Cody Rhodes had adopted his Stardust persona. Aries took that opportunity to steal his identity to win the Intercontinental Championship, which was vacant at the time. Then at Fastlane, Jericho went on to face this imposter Stardust, who was of course Austin Aries. That matchup ending in a double countout. Jericho would later win the Intercontinental title from Aries on an episode of SmackDown. Then it was at the Royal Rumble that Aries eliminated Jericho from the Rumble match. But after that, Cody Rhodes made his return and got some revenge, some payback on Austin Aries. But of course, it wasn't until just before WrestleMania that Austin Aries finally revealed his identity. Of course, Chris Jericho, Austin Aries, and Cody Rhodes all played a massive role in that WrestleMania Intercontinental Championship ladder match. The six-man ladder match. Part of the reason why it was so combustible was that all three of these men were involved in that match. And really, all this time, Cody Rhodes had been looking to identify the imposter Stardust, Chris Jericho just being a thorn in his side. I mean, if you can recall, it was at Roadblock that Stardust and Rhodes did get into a bit of a scuffle, but after that, Chris Jericho, you know, he came out here with a mask, he came out here dressed as Stardust, pretending to be the imposter. He fooled no one. But I mean, really, just the gumption of Chris Jericho to just take a jab at Cody Rhodes like that. I mean, Jericho showing no remorse, no love lost for Cody Rhodes. But at the end of the day, Rhodes did get his victory. He did win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania in that ladder match. The question is, can he retain it? I mean, just look at the physicality on display between Aries and Jericho right now. Just imagine how physical it's going to be, how brutal that matchup will be when you throw all three men inside the Hell in the Cell structure. We haven't seen a Hell in the Cell match since the No Way Out pay-per-view, since The Undertaker fought John Cena for the WWE Championship. And I don't think that matchup was nearly as personal as the triple threat we're gonna see at Extreme Rules. As Chris Jericho with an enziguri, it's just back and forth between these two. Each men trading the upper hand, trading the advantage. But right now it's Chris Jericho who backs Aries up against the ropes. Aries whipped off the ropes. Chris Jericho takes him down with the sleeper slam. The back of Aries' head ricochets off the canvas and Jericho a stomp to the face. As Jericho drags Aries to the center of the ring, he's looking for a vertical suplex. But Aries blocks with a knee. Aries able to counter. And now he's got Jericho. Massive DDT. Just spiking Jericho's skull off the canvas. And now Austin Aries looking to return the favor with a boot of his own. Straight to the face of Chris Jericho. These two men, they do not like each other. They do not respect each other, and that is very clearly on display. Jericho the counter, but Aries springs back. And a vicious reverse elbow. And there's the STO, the reverse STO by Austin Aries. Actually, that was just a regular STO, my apologies. Aries with the elbow drop from the top rope. Straight to the heart of Jericho. Is now into the pin. 2. But Jericho able to kick out. It's gonna take more than that for Aries to get the 3 count. I mean, these two men have faced off numerous times in the past. You have to think that Cody Rhodes is watching this matchup very closely, knowing that these are the two men he will defend his Intercontinental Championship with, or defend it against. And surely it will be hell for these 3 men. I can't think of a more appropriate way to conclude this, the back and forth bickering, just the constant attacks, the deceit, everything that this rivalry has entailed. As there's the arrogance by Jericho into the pin, but Aries kicks him off just at 1. And look at the disrespect again by Jericho. Jericho just kicking him in the face. And now Jericho springboard, lion salt. Vintage Chris Jericho. 1, 2. No, a kick out by Austin Aries. Y2J having a bit of trouble putting Aries away in this matchup. But no hesitation on the part of Jericho. No hesitation as he goes for the powerbomb, bridging for the pin. 1. Does he have him? 2. Does he have him? 3? No. Aries able to kick out. But Jericho, he's not letting his emotions get the better of him. Chris Jericho keeping a laser focus on Austin Aries. Although perhaps his ego might be playing too big of a role, and indeed it has. Aries able to counter. Elbow to the knee. And now Aries with the strikes. Jericho whipped into the corner. There's a knee to the midsection by Aries. Jericho crumbles to the canvas. And Austin Aries to the top rope. He's looking for that 450 splash, but Jericho gets out of the way. Jericho manages to avoid it. And now Chris Jericho trying to drag the dead weight of Austin Aries to his feet. As Jericho, can he roll him over onto his stomach? He does. The walls of Jericho are locked in. Austin Aries trying to crawl to those ropes. Is he going to be able to break the submission? The walls are cinched in. But Aries is looking to break him down, and he does. The greatest man that ever lived manages to escape the walls of Jericho. As Jericho whipped into the corner. And here comes Austin Aries. Jericho off the ropes, and a discus forearm. A massive shot by Austin Aries, and the hook of the leg. 2. No! Aries manages, or I should say Jericho manages to kick out. Aries, you can see the frustration is getting to him. But there's the ego of Austin Aries. That's one thing that these two men have in common, is their unbelievable ego. As a Saito suplex, but it's not gonna happen. Jericho sticks the landing. And he hooks the arms for a butterfly backbreaker. A vicious shot to the spine of Austin Aries. And now Chris Jericho whips him into the corner. Delivers the forearm to the face. Jericho off the ropes, building up a full head of steam before taking him down with that bulldog. And now Chris Jericho ascends to the top rope. Chris Jericho. Not too often we see him go high risk. What has he got in mind? Oh, the axe handle. Axe handle straight to the face. Does he have the win? Has he put him away? No, he hasn't. Aries is still alive in this matchup with everything he's got left in him. Aries will continue to fight. As Chris Jericho, what more could he be looking for? Aries whipped into the corner again. Jericho tosses him through the middle rope, but Aries able to hang on. And Chris Jericho, triangle, drop kick, and Aries crashes to the floor. And Jericho, he's electric right now. Aries is in a tough predicament. Chris Jericho has his number right now. As Jericho to the outside, looking for a vertical suplex on the concrete floor. But Aries is able to block it. And there's a boot to the midsection. Austin Aries has got Jericho up in the air and delivers the brain buster on the concrete floor. And that'll change the complexion of this matchup for sure. Jericho is out cold. Aries, if he can get him in the ring and pin him, we might have a victor in this matchup. And Aries able to roll him over into the pin. 1, 2, 3. No, Jericho kicks out. Aries took too long. He spent too much time showing off. And that gave Jericho just enough recovery time to kick out at the tightest of 2.9s. But Aries looking to continue the pressure as he's loading it up. Massive clothesline. Nearly beheaded Chris Jericho with that one. And Austin Aries, could he be looking for the last chancery? He's measuring Jericho. But no, Jericho able to counter. Chris Jericho now a missile dropkick. As Aries brought back to his feet, Chris Jericho. No counter by Aries. Austin Aries looking to drag Jericho into the corner. Aries is looking to take him to the high rent district. This is bad news for both men. As Austin Aries, no wait, counter by Jericho. Jericho able to kick him off. And Jericho, code breaker! Code breaker from the top rope. Jericho scrambles for the pin. 2, 3, what? Austin Aries just kicked out of a top rope code breaker. And Jericho cannot believe it. That was Jericho's best shot. And Aries managed to kick out of it. Jericho, you can see the frustration getting to him. But Aries able to strike back. It was enough that he could kick out. But now he's going on the offensive. Back and forth these two men go, giving it everything they've got. Jericho's small package. Chris Jericho, what? No. An immediate kick out by Aries. But Jericho, has he done enough to disorient Aries? No, he hasn't. Aries able to counter with a knee to the face. And Aries takes him down with a neck breaker. Now when he flips him over, he's looking for the last chancery, and he's got it cinched in just like that. Chris Jericho, he's turned away from the ropes. No escape in sight. As Aries wrenches back with the last chancery, and Jericho forced to submit. Austin Aries forces the former Intercontinental Champion to tap out to the last chancery. And that is a massive victory for Austin Aries heading into this Hell in a Cell match at Extreme Rules. Well, we're out of time, folks. That's all we have for this episode of SmackDown. Thank you so much for joining me. Hell of a main event, as I'm still trying to recover from it. We'll catch you guys next time with Main Event. And until then, keep on YouTubing.